Monday. I'm looking around and I can't find the GT86. There's a lot of supers in here. And one really ugly SC300. Where's the GT86? Oh yeah, we're going to the dyno. It's loaded up on the trailer, ready to go. New headlights on there, got his rims on there. Let's go make some horsepower, guys. Made it. We got Danny.
Made it.
Danny's gonna make some horsepower safely. We don't know what it'll make. I'm guessing 650, something around there. Maybe a little more, I don't know. All right, wish us luck. See you guys soon.
A few hours later.
So we're back from the dyno with Casey's GT86, and I have good news and bad news. Danny forgot to film, so we don't have any on dyno pulls for you guys, but we're gonna show you kind of all about what this car can do when we go to the track with Casey. So the reason he wasn't able to film is, I guess, the car's really loud and everyone in the shop was like, hurry up and shut up and like get done with that already. I guess the car's really loud. The cool thing is though, no issues on the dyno, and we had asked for a very mild pump gas setting and he just went off wastegate spring at 14 pounds and it's off these Turbosmart Hypergate and they have 14 pounds. Hey guys, guess what? Casey's here. He's probably gonna drive the car in a second. But let me give you guys the rundown. It has one pump gas setting just in case he can't get E85 and he makes 440 horsepower. And then he has 3 ethanol settings because Casey had asked for a low setting, low boost, as low as we could go with like his current setup, turbo and wastegates, and then he wanted a medium, and then he wanted not the most power the car would make, but the most power the car would make where he can just beat on it and be at the track and know that it's reliable. In theory, we could probably make like 675 on this turbo with this engine. We've done it like 20 times before with this same turbo, but since he's a track car, he's gonna be more like beating its ass the whole time. We're gonna not give him the max power and we're gonna bring it down like a little bit from there so it's safer for what he's gonna do with the car. I'm gonna show you guys the dyno graph and go over some of the details. So here we have torque and horsepower. And if you look at the torque, it comes up and it's pretty flat across. It does drop a little at the top like all EFR turbos do, but once you're spinning your tires with a drift car, they're gonna keep spinning, and that drop in like 40 horsepower here at the end isn't really gonna kill you that much. My car does that, like any EFR turbo does that, unless you set it up to do like the ski jump style where it's just like building until the red line, which then you would put a way bigger turbo on this stock block, and we're not about that. And you see how that power curve is just nice and gradual and keeps climbing, so should be really easy to drive. The reason we picked these parts is because we're thinking about the drivability of the car when we pick all these parts, and in this case Casey just let us pick the right parts for what he's gonna do with the car. So that is why we're pretty proud of these, to show you guys this graph and how it turned out. It's like a miniature version of my comp car, how it has a graph that comes up and then just mostly straight line across on the torque, because with drifting it's all about when your torque is there so you can break the tires loose. We went back over some of the parts. We have 1500cc Beachworks injectors. This is a stock 2J block. It does have ARP Head Studs in it though, just so it's added safety for him so he can be as mean as he wants to it. And if, you know, it gets hot or something, you don't have to worry about retorquing anything because it's got the heavy duty ARP studs in there, a new head gasket, and then otherwise it's a stock engine because it's kind of going to do exactly what he needs and be the most reliable. The turbo, BorgWarner EFR, it's a 8374, and that has a 105 rear housing. The reason we picked that is because between all the EFR turbos, for the power that Casey was asking for, this is the one that will kind of fall in that category of 600 horsepower-ish, a little over that. If you wanted 500 horsepower, this can still do that, but if you wanted like super responsive 500 horsepower, we would have picked a smaller turbo, but it would have maxed out at 500. So then this is the next step up. Then it can kind of get you to 700. So later, Casey could go back to the dyno and ask for more boost and probably get right under 700 with the same setup. And then we always use the Turbosmart hyper gates, and it's a twin scroll setup, so it has dual gates, so then he can manage his boost very efficiently and pinpoint the exact horsepower setting he would want. And then we've kind of gone over all these other parts, but you guys can see it has the Radium dual catch can system there for both sides of both cam covers can breathe efficiently, and then he can drain those and get the E85 out of it. We probably should actually check that now after the dyno. So there's usually a little bit of E85 in these, and then you can just dump it out. And then over here you see the expansion tank, because we had a sealed system on his radiator. This might not have anything in it though, because it's a stock motor. They usually don't spit out so much, but let's see. Oh, it's got like 3 drops. Check that out, Casey. A long track day, probably get like 2 shot glasses worth in there maybe, and it'll just be clear liquid like that you kind of just dump to the side. It would be bad if you're seeing a lot of oil in that, but okay. you won't on a stock motor. Okay. It's like nothing. I'm sure there's some parts I'm not thinking of, but this one has the Samsonas H pattern dog box. He's got the 6-speed version of that, and then he's got ACT triple disc clutch, same one I run on my comp car, which is a super lightweight triple disc. On a turbo car, it helps it spool quicker. Triple disc can take a lot of beating, and you can slip the clutch a lot when you're drifting and modulating the clutch, and it can just withstand all that heat. We just kind of pick the parts we know and we trust that we've worked with all throughout the years, and we know aren't going to let them down. And then we have Wisefab front and rear on this car, custom Wilwood brake setup. It has Reinhardt suspension on here, so it's got all the goodies that someone would want. It's a really cool drift car for Casey. I'm excited to see how he can drive it. That is the rundown after the dyno. I think if we get lucky, maybe Casey will test the car right now, and maybe we'll see a big smile on his face after that. Let's go make that happen. He's gotta be excited right now. This guy's been so patiently waiting. Look at that Shiva, you're so cute. Buddy, it's just a race car, don't be scared. So Casey bought all these parts and the engine and whatever else he bought over the course of probably like a year, right? I don't know, like a long time. The car was never even there yet. And then once the car got here, it seems like it's only been here 4 months, huh? It's been like quick, but he like, I'm sure he's pumped right now because he's been very patiently waiting for this day. And I'm sure he's like just being wise about being patient, but deep down, he probably wanted this like a year ago. I can't wait to see his smile after this. Hey, I forgot to tell you, you're on boost setting 1. These are your settings. Okay. So boost setting 1 is like the 520. Then this would be like 505 or whatever. It's in that text. 565, that's 626. And then these 2, just so you know, will never do anything else. 3, 4, and 5 is the exact same setting. Until one day you ask for more settings, that's what you got right now. Go back there and then on the way back, like floor it really hard so you get to feel it.
Let's go to 1.
Go to 1? Okay. He's so cautious. Okay, now he felt some adrenaline right there. Alright, see?
That was fun.
That's what you needed to do.
Yeah.
He's smiling. Okay, Casey, if you had to say one thing right now, what would you say?
Oh my god. It's so fun. I can't wait to let it go.
Nice. All right, perfect.
1 week later.
All right, so today Casey's gonna take the car home. Finally done. So it's been a long time, over a year, because we started building up parts and this motor and all the stuff. The car itself here might have only been like 4 months or something like that, but a lot of work went into the car. It's really exceptionally nice. You guys have seen it, and he's gonna take it home today. And then we're gonna meet up with him tomorrow at Willow Springs, and he's gonna start learning how to drift in a higher horsepower car. He already knows how to drift, but he's gotta get used to this guy. So we're gonna be there with him tomorrow, get a little bit of that, and then see how it goes.
I'm looking forward to it.
You excited about it?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
We're excited for you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun tomorrow. Well, say bye to the GT86, guys.
The next day.
We got Casey here in the car he's starting it up. He's about to go for the first little shakedown. He's not gonna drift, he's just gonna feel it out. Big moment here for Casey. This is cool. That thing is loud. Do not drive that in public. Racetrack only. So he's just gonna shake it left and right, brake and stuff. Okay, so maybe he'll do a little pull here down the straightaway. You guys will get to hear it. Sounds really good. Go for it. We're gonna get the car off and then see what Renee could do, some donuts, and progress throughout the day. Maybe do something cool later, like a figure eight or like a sustained drift. So a long day at the track. We're loading up Casey's car. Overall, a good shakedown day. Learned some stuff about the car we need to change. I think you had fun today, Casey?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
I think everything overall went well. We didn't have any major things break. Car's in one piece. It looks like Casey touched a cone right there. One cone touch. That's a good day, nothing's broken. That ends the episodes for the GT86. Came to the shop, we built it. It turned into a drift car. He's enjoying it, and now it's gonna probably be an exclusive track car, and he will do some really cool stuff with it. We'll look back in maybe a couple months, see what he does with it.